Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Honor to him, the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the fully enlightened one. My utmost respect to the perfectly enlightened Samma Sambuddha, the noble doctrine of the Buddha, and the noble Mahasangha, the disciples of the Buddha. Hello everyone, good morning to all of you. Good morning with Metta. Today is our loving kindness day. So, yesterday we were focusing on Anapanasati. Today, the whole day we want to contemplate on Metta, the loving kindness. And on this day, I also would like to share with you uh, a loving kindness meditation that is practiced in Sri Lanka, which I have with 7 translations. So I would like to also invite you to translate into other different languages. I think that will be very helpful. So metta starts from yourself. Always we start with ourselves, and then we go on to send loving kindness to all the other near and dear ones, loved ones, and also the neutral ones, and then the unfriendly ones. That is one method. And another method is you can send loving kindness to different directions. All sentient beings in the northern, southern, western, eastern, northeastern, northwestern, southeastern, southwestern, and up and above, all these 10 directions are contemplated. We think of all sentient beings in those different directions. That is what we do when we practice the directional metta. Why metta is so important? It really gives us so much peace and comfort to each and every one of us. When we think of others, when we send loving kindness to other people, even when we think of those people with loving kindness, compassionate way, that can make other people so happy and peaceful. And when we say something to someone with loving kindness, they can also be so happy. So, even happier if we can say, with a good heart, full of loving kindness and compassion, you think of someone, you actually can make a big difference. And if you can say to someone with that same loving kindness, compassion way, that way you can also make a big impact on someone's life. Let's say, may you be well, happy, healthy. May you be safe and protected wherever you are. You say it with a really pure heart to someone. That person can immediately feel the difference. So it's very important that we practice. Today, the whole day, I invite all of you to practice loving kindness with every sentient being. And in order to do that, we can send loving kindness to ourselves, and then to our near and dear ones, and then to others. So the text that I am actually using today is a popular Sri Lankan monastic tradition, how we do it. But I have also changed some words to match this country. I also have added America, so we can actually send loving kindness to all people. Wherever you are, you can add your country. So also as monks, monastics, we also send loving kindness to our own preceptors, our own acharya upadhyayas, teachers and preceptors, and our parents, or the benefactors, or the neutrals, and even the unfriendly ones, and then again to the different directions. And we can take a look at more in detail. So over here I have translations of Sinhala, Pali, English, Marathi, Vietnamese, Hindi, and Tamil versions. If you are happy to send us a translation of your own language, I would like to actually expand it more. So let's get started. So first I would like to actually chant it in Pali, and then we can also chant it in English. So you can either keep your palms together close to your heart and say it, or contemplate on your loving kindness. Also to close to your heart. Heart is a very special place, uh, particularly when it comes to metta. Heart is very important. And also when we keep our palms together close to our heart, it makes so much powerful to everyone, to all of us. So we can keep our palms together close to our heart, and then we can also close our eyes. Or if you want to keep your palms one on the other, you can also place them on your lap, and then you can do that too. So as I'm chanting, I also would like to actually keep my palms together. Otherwise, in meditational mode, you can keep your palms on top of each other. Let me chant the Metta bhavana that is traditionally practiced by the Sri Lankan Mahasangha. Aham avero homi abhyapanjo homi anigo homi sukhe athanang pariharami aham viyamaiham achareyupajjhaya mata pitaro hitasatta majjhattika satta veri satta avera huntu abhyapajja huntu anigha huntu sukhe athanang pariharantu dukkha munchantu yatha ladha sampattito ma vigachantu kammasaka imasmin vihare imasmin gocaragame imasmin nagare Imasmin America dese, Imasmin Lanka dipe, Imasmin Jambu dipe, Imasmin Chakkavale Issara Jana Simattaka Devatam Sabbe Satta Avera Huntu Abhyapajya Huntu Anigha Huntu Sukhe Athanam Pariharantu Dukkha Munchantu Yatha Ladha Sampattito Ma Vigachantu Kammasaka Puratthimaya Disaya Dakkhinaya Disaya Paccimaya Disaya Uttaraya Disaya Puratthimaya Anudisaya Dakkhinaya Anudisaya Paccimaya Anudisaya Uttaraya Anudisaya Hettimaya Disaya Uparimaya Disaya Sabbe Santa Sabbe Panam Sabbe Bhuta Sabbe Puggala Sabbe Atbhava Pariyapanna Sabba Ithyo Sabbe Purisam Sabbe Ariyam Sabbe Anariya Sabbe Deva Sabbe Manusa Sabbe Vinipatika Avera Hontu Abhyapajya Hontu Anigha Hontu Sukhe Athanam Pariharantu Dukkha Munchantu Yatha Ladha Sampattito Ma Vigachantu Kammasaka Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. So that is the chanting of this Metta Bhavana. Actually, this one also is almost the same one, more or less the same. Metta Bhavana is practiced in other Buddhist countries too. So, Ahang Avero Homi, may I be free from hatred. Abhya Pajjo Homi, may I be free from oppression. Anigo Homi, may I be free from trouble. Sukhe Attanang Pariharami, may I take care of myself and be happy. Ahang Viyamaihang Acharya Upadhyaya Mata Pitaro. And like myself, may my teacher, may my preceptor, my mother, my father, Hita Satta, those who are benefactors, Majjhatika Satta, those who are neutral, Veri Satta, and those who are enemies or unfriendly beings, Avera huntu, be free from hatred. Abhyapajya huntu, free from oppression. Anigha huntu, free from trouble. Sukhe attanang pariharantu, may they take care of themselves and be happy. Dukkha munchantu, may they be free from suffering. Yatha ladha sampattito, ma vigachantu kammasaka. Being ones who own their actions, may they not lose whatever prosperity they have gained. And then we go to the expanding the loving kindness to, it's like you are expanding your territory of loving kindness, starting with your own premises, location. Imasming vihare, in this living place or in this monastery or in this wherever you practice. Imasming gocharagame, in this alms village or in this place where the monks reside. Imasmin nagare, in this town. Imasmin America, they say. So if we stay here, we can say America. If you stay in Sri Lanka, you can say Lanka Dipe. If you stay in India, you can say Jambu Dipe. Any other country, you can add your country. That will be this country. It must mean Chakkavale, in this universe. Chakkavala is the universe. Issarajana, may all the leaders of the people. Simattaka Devata, the guardian angels, the guards within these boundaries. There are guardian angels everywhere, so protective guardians. So we send loving kindness to them too. Sabbe Satta, all beings. So Issarajana is the leaders. It is also very important for us to send loving kindness to those rulers, administrators, leaders, because even single mistake they make can impact the entire world sometimes. So it is really important that we send loving kindness, more and more loving kindness to those people who rule the world, who take decisions so that they can be peaceful and calm, and they can be better, and they can be beneficial to other people. So they can take right decisions. They can be in the right path. This is why we need to send loving kindness to them. Simataka Devata, the guardian, uh, all the seen, unseen, there can be protectors. Sabbe Satta, all beings. Avera Huntu, be free from hatred. Abhyapajha Huntu, free from oppression. Anigha Huntu, free from trouble. Sukhi Attanang Pariharantu, may they take care of themselves and be happy. Dukkha Munchantu, may they be free from suffering. Yatha Ladha Sangpattito, Mavigachantu Kammasaka. Being ones who own their actions, may they not lose whatever prosperity they have gained. And after this, we go to different directions. Purathimaya Disaya, so all sentient beings in the eastern direction. Dakshinaya Disaya, in the southern direction. Pachimaya Disaya, in the western direction. Uttaraya Disaya, in the northern direction. Purathimaya Anudisaya, in the southeastern direction. Dakshinaya Anudisaya, in the southwestern direction. Pachimaya Anudisaya, in the northwestern direction. Uttaraya Anudisaya, in the northeastern direction. Hettimaya desire in the lower direction. Uparimaya desire in the upper direction. Sabbe satta, may all creatures. Sabbe prana, may all breathing beings. Sabbe bhuta, may all beings. Sabbe puggala, may all persons. Sabbe attabhava pariyapanna, all individuals. Sabba itthyo, may all women. Sabbe purisa, may all men. Sabbe arya, may those who are noble. So arya here actually, the Atta Purisa Puggala we call the noble 8 persons, 8 noble persons, Sotapanna, Sakadagami, Anagami, Arahanta, Magga, Phala persons. So there are 8 kinds of people, Arya Puggalas, noble persons. And the rest of them are called Anarya Puggalas. That means they are yet to attain the noble status. All those who are not noble, not yet noble. Sabbe Deva, all deities, all gods. Sabbe Manusa, all human beings. Sabbe Vinipatika, even all those who have fallen into the lower realms, lower worlds. Avera Huntu, be free from hatred. Abhyapajha Huntu, free from oppression. Anigha Huntu, free from trouble. Sukhe Attanang Pariharantu, may they take care of themselves and be happy. Dukkha Munchantu, may they be free from suffering. Yatha Ladha Sangpatito, being ones who own their actions. Ma Vigachantu Kammasaka, may they not lose whatever prosperity they have gained. So this is the loving kindness meditation that I wanted to share with you today. So I hope this can be very helpful to all of you in practice. And loving kindness again is there are so many benefits when practicing loving kindness. In Metta Nisansa Sutta, we know there are 11 benefits of loving kindness. You can sleep well, you can wake up well, you will not have nightmares. Like, just in case if you see any bad dreams in the middle of the night, send loving kindness. May I be well, happy, healthy. May all beings be well, happy, healthy. Even in dream, you need to practice. You need to make a habit to send loving kindness to all sentient beings. If you feel angry, if you feel sad, or if you feel fear sometimes, anywhere in the world, wherever you are, send loving kindness. You will be safe, you will be confident, you will be much more comfortable and peaceful within. This is a really important practice. So you need to do that. And then it is said in the Metta Nisansa Sutta, when you practice loving kindness, you can also be pleasant to everyone. Everyone whosoever you meet, they will feel more comfortable with you. They will feel happy about you. Not only human beings, even the unhuman beings, non-human beings, they can also be happy about your practice. So wherever you go, if you enter a forest, if you enter a desert, if you enter a river, even a swimming pool, or ocean, wherever you go, even if you enter an assembly of people that you never met, so many people are there that you don't know, send loving kindness first. May they be well, happy, healthy, and then you enter. That will be your self introduction to the community. You will feel much more safer when you do that. Every time you go to a shopping mall, send loving kindness to all sentient beings over there. All the people you meet, the people in the cashier, or the other customers who are walking here and there, you send loving kindness to them. When you are in the train, send loving kindness to all the people who are traveling with you. When you drive, send loving kindness to all the drivers around. May they be able to drive safely and peacefully, and may they be able to reach their destination without any danger, without any harm to themselves and to others. When you are in the airplane, send loving kindness to the captain, the cabin crew, and all the passengers who are there. This way you can practice loving kindness every time. Even when you enter your office, send loving kindness to all the friends, your supervisors, the company owner, or the founder of the organization, and your co-workers, people who are working under you, everyone, all the customers, everyone, you send loving kindness to them. Just a little bit, few seconds, you can just say, may they be well, happy, healthy. Make a habit and keep doing it, keep practicing it. You will feel the benefit right away. Whenever you see a little baby, small child, send loving kindness. Be nice and gentle. Send loving kindness to that little baby. In your heart, you do it with full of compassion, loving kindness, pure heart. May you be well, happy, healthy. It is like you don't even say it in word, but you talk to that baby in your heart with pure compassion and loving kindness. That will be, even if the baby does not look at you, you just send loving kindness to the baby. So the baby will feel better. You will feel better too. And whenever you see someone, elderly person, whenever you see some pregnant mother, or whenever you see some anyone who is sick, anyone, even if you go to a marketplace, all the vendors, all the people who are the shoppers, the 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 merchants, everyone, the customers, you send loving kindness to all of them. You walk around, walk through them by sending loving kindness. That will be showering of blessing to all sentient beings. This is how we need to practice loving kindness all the time. There is no limit. There is no limit to practice this loving kindness. That is why Metta is called immeasurable, unconditional loving kindness. And we have actually called something called Chaturaraka Bhavana. In Chaturaraka Bhavana, you start with Buddha Nusati, contemplation on the Buddha, and then we also contemplation on Metta, Mettanusati, and then Asubhanusati, the foulness of the body, and Marananusati, the contemplation on death. These are the four uh, Araka Bhavana, or protective meditations, it is called. So this again is a really, really important and powerful practice. So when you keep practicing, even chanting, I remember when I was a novice monk, every single day at the vihara, when we go to evening chanting, we used to chant this Chaturaraka Bhavana. It is a really powerful feeling. We also actually knew the meaning, so it was much more helpful when you know the meaning. So if you don't know the meaning, you just can chant the Pali. Maybe it will not help. You need to maybe read the meaning as well. That way, um, your understanding, your realization can become better. Remember, every time you chant, you will feel differently. Your your aura or your understanding, your realization, your deep down understanding of this wonderful, wonderful practice will be much more stronger. So, this is also why chanting is important. Chanting is really, really helpful. Over here at the monastery, every time we chant Buddha Vandana, Dhamma Vandana, Sangha Vandana, and also we chant bhikkhuni, like those Aggasavika bhikkhunis. When you also chant Aggasavika bhikkhuni, I recommend actually we can also add Aggasavaka bhikkhus. That way, why do we chant this? One day, actually, somebody asked me, why do we chant every day the same thing? It really inspires you. You think of those wonderful, wonderful bhikkhunis, it inspire you. That is exactly why we need to. There were foremost among the wise bhikkhunis, foremost among the bhikkhunis meditation, and those all those bhikkhunis are really, really remarkable, tremendously powerful, dedicated bhikkhunis they have been. So the more you read every time, I want to be one like that. You can select one of them. I want to be one like this. I want to practice like this. Arad virya, for example, hardworking bhikkhunis, jhana or panya, or all different kinds of bhikkhunis are there. Same thing with the bhikkhus. There are even more actually. If you think of bhikkhus like Hariputta, Mahamoggallana, Ananda, Nanda, Rahula, they are all so, so wonderful bhikkhus. So every time you read them, it inspires you. You want to be one like that. That is exactly why we need to read that. So chanting is really helpful. And particularly the chanting that we do, Kachanagutta Sutta, is a tremendously powerful sutta. It also gives you a powerful feeling just before meditation. You read it and then go to meditation right away. So reflect on the powerful teaching there, Paticca Samuppada, dependent origination, and how it reverberates when you meditate is the key. So this way, chanting of metta, loving kindness, or repeating loving kindness can be also very, very helpful to all of you to be well, to be happy, and to be healthy, and to be safe wherever you are. So we need more metta practitioners today than ever. We see the world full of anger, full of depression, full of anxiety, full of hatred. So we need more loving kindness practitioners. This is why we need to more have more and more loving kindness practitioners in the world. So we invite all of you to join us, practice loving kindness today and every day. So start with today. Practice loving kindness from morning, from now onward till the end of the day, and you can keep practicing it whenever you can do that. Okay, so with that, I would like to conclude my Dhamma sharing. If you have any question or any comment, you are welcome to ask. We also have the live audience here. Do you have anything to ask? Yes?
Metta is always talked about radiating metta and spreading metta. But what about the other three Brahmaviharas? Should we practice them similarly?
Yeah, that's a good question actually. So, metta can be practiced. Metta is talked so widely, and mudita and karuna and upekha, are we not giving enough attention to that? In fact, when we talk about, when we read this chanting, for example, you see all these things are there, right there. Let's say, for example, when you say your loved ones, okay, so your loved ones, and then you also think of, like, let's say, like world leaders and those people who are happier, those devas and brahmas and other sentient beings. They are the people who, they are the sentient beings we sent mudita, right? They are, of course, more stronger, more powerful, more better off than us. So we send loving kindness to them means you are actually practicing mudita. And then we think of those sentient beings who are suffering, who are sick, like who are weaker. We send loving kindness to them, and that is karuna.
Mm.
So paradukhe sati hadayang kampeti iti karuna. Whenever you see someone who is lesser privileged, suffering lesser, maybe more suffering than you think of them, you send loving kindness, mean you are actually sending, you are practicing karuna. So this is not necessarily you are practicing only one, all all things. And when you think of like neutral beings, that is definitely something like upekka, right? Neutral beings are, uh, again, it's very very important to practice upekka, or let's say like neutral beings, because anyone out of those neutral beings can turn hostile anytime towards you, right? In the airplane, in the train, or in the shopping mall, even while walking, you might see them, turn hostile. So it is very very important you send loving kindness to them, neutral beings, neutral be- so even friendly beings, like it's not only humans, there can be other very powerful friendly beings. Devas, Brahmas can be friendly, or even other sentient beings can also be friendly. Remember that. Do not ever underestimate those sentient beings who are not not to be seen. There can be a lot of departed ones. They can also be friendly, right? Your parents or grandparents, your some relatives, even other sentient beings, they might feel you are okay. You are a good friend. So you should not underestimate the power of those unseen beings. I always um, want to emphasize the balance between all sentient beings, seen and unseen, humans and unhumans. Okay, every sentient being, we send loving kindness to them, and then unfriendly also. Let's say like middle, what do you call, neutral beings. Again, neutral beings, like more neutral beings in the world. Out of the 7 billion people, how many people do we know? Only very few. Only very few. So we are known to very few people. Sometimes we feel so proud and very strong, but how many people we actually, unless you are a really big superstar like Dalai Lama, or someone really like Pope, or any other popular star, film star or something, or a singer, they are, of course, loved by football stars, soccer stars. They are really, they're lucky they are loved by many people. But we also need to send loving kindness to all the other neutral beings, seen and unseen again, seen and unseen. And then again, unfriendly beings too. Very important. Actually, compared to friendly beings, unfriendly beings can be very few. So neutral more, then friendly, and then unfriendly. And unfriendly can be maybe almost none, maybe, but maybe there at some point of your life you must have seen, met someone, someone who hurt you, by word or by deed or by even thought. If someone hurt you, you send loving kindness to that person. Remember, you also have done the same thing to someone by deed, by word, by thought. If you did so, you also seek forgiveness and send loving kindness. Both ways. It's really, really, really important. At some point of time, if someone was there who was angry with you, really, really hurting you, and you are holding that grudge against him even now is the time to release the pressure. You have been hold it tightly hold in that stance. So it's very painful if you hold like this for a long time. It is really painful. It's so painful, the whole thing at the beginning, and after a while, you see it is so painful. So that is why we need to release that. We need to release, oh, feeling so good, you know. I remember Ajahn Brahm last time, one Thai lady, I think he was interviewed, and then Ajahn Brahm was holding a glass of water. He was holding, he said, look, now I am holding, and now I am okay. After a while, I feel pain, and if I hold it even more, I will feel even more pain, and the more I hold it, it becomes really, really painful, and I don't want to hold it anymore. Just release it. So, no more pain, just like that. So, we actually hold upadana. Anger also is really a powerful upadana. Hatred can even be more. That is why we need to release that that holding, and then you will feel much, much more comfortable. Much, much more comfortable. Try to practice this loving kindness all the time. Okay. Yes,
Does metta neutralize negative karma?
definitely yes. I would say the more you practice metta, the more wholesome you become. Your heart becomes better, your blood circulation becomes better, your nervous system becomes better, your brain waves, brain patterns function smoothly, your entire body system function well. You become healthy, you become happy. Imagine a month of retreat, no anger involved, no hatred, no anger involved, only loving kindness, compassion. How beautiful is that? How wholesome is that? What does it mean? You do not allow any other bad karma to come in. You are shielded, you are protected. So no unwholesome karma will disturb you that time. You have become a really, really powerful practitioner. In that way, you are not only allowing other unwholesome karma to infiltrate, but also actually you are um, gradually and effectively neutralizing the effect of many, many bad karmas. Yeah. So that is why to practice metta is amazing. Some of the practitioners who practice loving kindness can be, you feel like you are an arhat, because the more you practice loving kindness, you don't get angry, you don't feel jealous, you don't feel like hurting someone. Always full of loving kindness, compassion, and also you can practice generosity. All those wonderful things you can practice just by promoting this really powerful practice of loving kindness. That is really, really uh, important. Okay, let me see. We have a question here. Bhavani Chandrasekhar. Namaste. What is meant by samadhi and ekaggata? I think it is not really connected to um, the topic today, but samadhi and ekaggata. can also be practiced. You feel you can do it better when you feel you are in the meditation mode. Remember, in the jhanic factors, we call vitakka, vichara, piti, sukha, ekaggata. So vitakka is the applied thought. You have a meditation object. Let's say breathing. So that is your meditation object. And vichara is you have sustained thought. You continue to practice on that more, and then when you practice more and more and more, you feel bodily and mental peace, and that is called piti. That piti will also give so much comfort to you. So both physical rapture and joy, and these things are actually connected to both mental and physical happiness. And when you are mentally and physically happy, when you are mentally happy, you are physically happy. Okay. And when you are physically and mentally both happy, you can concentrate much better. Then you can go to ekaggata better. So let's say like you practice anapanasati. Yesterday we were practicing anapanasati. When you are into some point, you might have felt the entire body felt so calm and so quiet, so absolutely calm, and that way you felt like very soothing and healing, and you feel so light, and your breath becomes so subtle. That time is the best time to go to samadhi concentration. And maybe this is also a good time to um, generate more wisdom, or even go to vipassana. This is also a time to go to vipassana. So yeah, samadhi and ekaggata. They ekaggata is actually one pointedness or unification of mind. Some would say samadhi is concentration, and just not concentration. When we say samadhi, it is right concentration. Samma samadhi. This again I want to reiterate. Samma samadhi is the word that we mostly use. Okay, I hope I answered the question. We have another question from Lisa Schneider. How do you handle people who have directly harmed you and your family? Yes, so directly or indirectly, if someone harmed you, that is why I think at the beginning it is little difficult. So uh, you need to first strong, be strong yourself, be calm, be physically, mentally happy, and then also you send loving kindness to the loved ones, near and dear ones, and then to the neutral ones. So you are expanding territory of wavelength of your loving kindness. The aura becomes much more stronger, and then you continue to, whenever you feel comfortable, okay, just do it. And maybe you try. If you can think of that person and do not trigger panic, sometime it can happen to you. It might trigger panic, so be careful. Maybe that time you need to, if you feel like some signs of panic is there, take a good long deep breath and think that we don't live forever. Our life is so full of glorious uncertainties. We don't live forever. Our life is short. Then why do we need to have unfriendly beings around us? Right? We don't need. We want friendly beings all the time around us. Remember, the problem happens when you react to the unfriendly being. The one who has directly or indirectly harmed you is the one who has done the bad karma, not you. But if you still hold on to that grudge, or he did that to me. So you are the one reacting. So you are not excluded then. You are not excluded from the bad karma the moment you react to that negatively. So be extra careful. Even though they have harmed you directly or indirectly, if you also react to that mentally, verbally, or physically, then the karma will also be with you, and you will become a part of that. So you need to get rid of that. You need to release yourself from that. In our Buddhist practice, we have a beautiful confession kind of thing. We say, Kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katang achayang kama me bhante bhore panya tathagata. Kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katang achayang kama me dhamma Sanditthika akalika kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katang achayang kama me sangha supatipanna anuttara. Over here, we seek forgiveness from the Buddha Dhamma Sangha. If by mistake, even by mistake, intentionally or unintentionally, if I have done some mistake, so first we seek forgiveness from the Buddha Dhamma Sangha. Maybe your ego really does not allow you to seek forgiveness from your unfriendly beings, hopefully. And if that can happen, you seek forgiveness from the Buddha Dhamma Sangha. Start with that. And then you can also think, if I have done something wrong to someone, so do it generally. You seek forgiveness from them. um, you don't have to do it verbally like to that person, but generally when you do it every single day, you will feel much comfortable, you will feel much better. You don't talk to that person directly to his or her face, but you do it to yourself. I seek forgiveness from that person if I have done something wrong, if I have hurt that person. So, first, you need to clear from your side. You need to be very peaceful within you. And then you can also send loving kindness to that person. Remember, when we send loving kindness to the unfriendly beings, the benefit is that you are actually sending loving kindness to someone who really deserve it, who really need it, because that person has been so full of stress and so full of anger, hatred, or all kinds of negativity. That person is in real need of our loving kindness. That is why we need to send loving kindness to that person more. And when you give loving kindness, when you send loving kindness to that person, you continuously send loving kindness to that person, he or she will become calm and peaceful, and then he or she will become less dangerous to you, less damaging to you. That is also why we need to send loving kindness to the unfriendly beings too. Okay, so keep doing it, and one day, Lisa, you will feel, oh, I can do it today. I feel so good. I really could do it. I feel so relaxed now. I release myself from that anger and hatred, the grudge I have been holding. There is a story actually in Sri Lanka. One time there was a war, and those days actually the elephants were also used for the war, and it is said one of the soldiers, one of the commanders of the army was somehow, due to some reason, had some hurt the elephant, and the elephant was hiding it is said, a coconut in his mouth to to uh, to take revenge of that person. And later it is said like they had a settlement somehow, and then only he took out the coconut from his mouth. So they are also holding the grudge. Elephants are very sensitive, I'm telling you. They are very intelligent, very smart. They will keep track of all the people who hurt you. The other animals too. For example, if you hit a dog, he or she will remember that. So I know, I have seen some of the dogs, like some dogs, like Asia mostly, they live like in the streets. So sometimes the passing by bikes and other cars, they might hit them, and sometimes we see like they all the time chase all the motor vehicles. They don't like all of them because they have hit them. They remember that. Yeah, so they can be very sensitive to such things. Yeah, so it is important we actually send loving kindness to them too. Okay. Oh, this is not a question. Dharmalana, good morning, Bhante. Happy to see you this morning. Thank you for your thoughts, reflections. I enjoyed last Sunday's program. Okay, I remember Dhammalana, he was here. Okay, good morning to everyone. Uh, Sud is asking, dear Bhante, how is anatta connected to loving kindness? Yeah, that's a good question actually. So when we practice loving kindness, there should not be attachment engaged. Same thing when you are practicing compassion, loving kindness, uh, attachment, that negative attachment should not be engaged, especially when it comes to loving kindness. Because when you see some people who are suffering, actually it is really very natural that your heart feels like melting, right? So when it comes to someone who is closer to your family suffering, you really feel really bad, and you are sad. You cry, you wail, you weep. All these things can happen to you, but that is not compassion. That is not compassion, because that is related to attachment. So if you see someone suffering, your heart melting is okay, but to the point that you are not disturbing your own inner peace also. So you need to be stronger within when you practice loving kindness. When you practice compassion, you have to be first be stronger within. You see now, let's say like someone dying, someone is in chronic pain, so you can't really like lose your own inner peace and worry and sad and get depressed by yourself. Then that doesn't make sense. So in that case you need to practice anatta. Anatta, it should be actually anatta, na atta. Mm, there is no being. It is just a body, not a being. This one we need to practice. And aggregates, we need to practice that. Impermanence, we need to practice that. And also the nature of the world, the nature of the samsara, we need to realize that. So sometimes people die, people get sick, and we have seen many people, chronic cancer patients, and all these things. We know that they are definitely going to die soon. So you feel really unhappy and sad, and you can't even maintain your own peace. You are in deep trouble yourself. That is why we have to be strong first. We have to be really strong first within ourselves before sending loving kindness to our compassion So it is a continuous practice. The more you practice, actually, the more stronger you become. It's again, every time you need to practice regularly, you need to practice, then only you will feel comfortable and stronger. Same thing with, like, when you meditate, some people can attain some supernatural powers, right? Let's say you can see things through the walls. You can hear sounds like faraway places. Imagine, like, you see that and you hear that. You see some, let's say, some really, really ugly beings. Imagine. So you will be so disturbed, right? You hear the hell sounds, the crying, the screaming of the hell beings. Can you imagine? You will be traumatized. You will be so upset and depressed. That is why, before going to that level, so it's a continuous practice. You need to be stronger. Even if you see them, even if you hear them, you are not disturbed anymore. You know the impermanent nature. You know um, the nature of the samsara. You know that, and then you will not be disturbed anymore. This one again is, I think, related to this. So practicing anatta can be very helpful. That is why practicing all those protective meditations, Chaturarakha bhavana, can also be very helpful to all of us. All right. So I think with that we conclude today's morning Dharma sharing. Thank you everyone for being with us, joining with us with the Empty Cloud Monastery, and we would like to see you again with the monk chat in the evening. May you,
7:30.
yeah, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. Please join us again to have another exciting Dhamma sharing event. May you all be well, happy, healthy, safe. May you all have a peaceful day full of loving kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy, and equanimity. May you all be blessed by the Noble Triple Gem. May all sentient beings be well, happy, healthy. May all of us be able to practice the Dhamma, live according to the Dhamma, and be associated with wonderful Kalyana Mitta friends all throughout our life, all throughout our samsara. May all of us and all the loved ones of all of you be able to live our life peacefully, comfortably, with good health. May all of us and all sentient beings be able to attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana, the absolute peace and happiness at the end of our samsara. Thinking thus, please keep your palms together close to your heart and say 3 times, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. Sabbithiyo vivajjantu sabbarogo vinasato mate bhavattvantarayo sukhe digayuko bhava. Bhavatu sabba mangalang rakhantu sabba devata sabba buddhanubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te. Bhavatu sabba mangalang rakhantu sabba devata sabba dhammanubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te. Bhavatu sabba mangalang rakhantu sabba devata sabba sanghanubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te. Abhivadana silis niccang vaddha pachayino chattaro dhamma vaddhanti ayuvanno sukhang balang. Ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti mevacha ato nibbana sampatti Iminate samijjatu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you.